Hi everyone, so I am back with yet another video because I wanted to get a head start on a new playlist on my YouTube channel, which is going to be covering books. And I figured, what better book to start with than The Artist's Way. So, as some of you know, I've been doing The Artist's Way for the last 10 weeks. It is a 12-week program which is supposed to help individuals rediscover their creativity. Now, I think this book is going to be dependent on who's going to be working through it, how much time they're putting into it, because, like with any self help book out there, you're going to get what you put into it. And for the last 12 weeks, I've been doing a lot of the work in the book because I have the time to do so, but there were weeks where I didn't do everything that was asked of me. I just kind of did what I felt was the best thing for me to do. Like, I just picked and choose the right activities for that week, or I made up my own. I got inspired to create my own activities within the Artist's Way. Now, how I got recommended the Artist's Way was through a teacher of mine that I had a course with, and based on my assignments that I did for her for the course, she realized that I could have benefited from the Artist's Way. So the Christmas that I finished up the course around that time, I got the Artist's Way as a gift, and I was going to start it last year. I had already signed the contract and everything that's within the book that you commit to yourself that you're going to do this for 12 weeks. But I fell off the horse because my grandmother had passed away. So I didn't get back into it until late July of this year. So now I'm just kind of wrapping things up. And I've had some wonderful experience so far with it. I've been documenting my experience with it in another playlist. So go check that out if you haven't already. And thank you for your support. But yeah, I think it's a hard book to rate because it's so individual. And people may recommend it, people may have harsh criticisms towards Julia with this book. It really depends on the individual. So I can't say it's a 10 out of 10 book. I can't do that in good faith, because it's going to be dependent on you that want to take on this journey. Now, this book isn't easy to work through. It's going to, you've heard this term before, it's going to reveal the shadow side and really cause you to really look at things and see where you've gone off course or confront some behaviors that you have that might be blocking your full potential. It really gets down to the nitty gritty, and you may not be, comfortable with all of that just yet. So it's best to work through this book in baby steps, and it's also good to set boundaries for yourself. If there is a task in the book that you're not comfortable with, you don't have to do it. It's for your own well being, and you can always revisit the task later. You don't have to do every single task at the end of the chapter. It's good. I think it's good to have some leftovers. So if I want to do a task when I felt ready, I can go back to it and I can work on it. But this book isn't something, unfortunately, like I said, can rate. And I've had a good experience with it. It's really helped with self care, it's helped with boundary setting, and it's helped with goal setting. All three things that I've struggled with over, a long time because I didn't really have a good direction of how to approach these things. We see it online. We read many articles about goal setting, about boundary setting, but then when it comes down to do the work, we don't know how to start properly. And Julia does a great job in the book itself to lay things out, and she asks you questions. And you do like little quizzes. I'm sorry, I kind of got stuck up there. You got like little quizzes and questions that you want to answer privately, and it gets down to where you want to be. And there's no size fits all with this program, and it's not just for creative people that are in the arts or writing. It's for everybody that want to improve their lives, right? And I needed something like that. I think it's a good program. I think it's helped me out a lot. I don't necessarily agree with everything, but how it's helped me is rediscovering my faith, rediscovering who I am, reconnecting me with, you know, my childhood self, some of the activities that bring me the most joy. It's connecting me with again, boundary setting. And the goal setting was the big one because it's an activity where it just lays everything out and how you answer those questions, you're getting a sense of direction. It's also reconnecting me with my intuition. And that is something I've always struggled with because other people had opinions, they mean well, but then it blocks my own intuition. And then I would feel bad whenever I made a decision. So I really struggle with that. Maybe it's the Libra side in me where I'm very indecisive. But the artist way has helped me to really see things through and really just enjoy myself while I was doing the activity and enjoying the process, not necessarily always the end result, but the process of what you're creating and the differences that you're making. And it's baby steps, right? It's baby steps. So, yeah, I would recommend this to anybody that wants to get a head start in, improving their lives. It's very intensive. So, if you feel like you have to do a week over, you could do a week over, or you could do what I've done almost consistently. I've done the artist way from Monday to Friday and not Sunday to Sunday because I felt like I would get too burned out very quickly. So I did it as a typical work week and I did one task per day depending on how I was feeling toward the tasks. There were some things that I didn't do. There was this week where I didn't feel up to doing any of the tasks. I just felt like just doing my own creative project. But then yesterday, I finally did some of the tasks at the back of the book, at the back of the chapter. I'm sorry, at the back of the chapter, and then I also within the chapter itself, it had like little questions that Julia was asking you, and I started to write down, what are my addictive behaviors that I'm not aware of or I haven't really acknowledged? What are my what are things that I like to do? What are activities that I consider play activities? What aspects of my life can I turn into play? Like for example, as many of you know or don't know, because I haven't really discussed it too much, but I'm I studied journalism and I was in the video game industry for a number of years covering that. And eventually I came to a point where I will say it, I didn't want to interview people anymore because it wasn't bringing me joy and it was taking a lot of my energy. It wasn't uplifting me as it did years prior. So I knew that I needed to change. So, with everything that I learned through journalism, what aspects of it could I bring into my life right now? And that is reviewing video games or books, right? And that's exactly why I created this channel, was to give myself a voice, to give myself a space, and to just know that regardless of my physical disability, I can have a space of my own where I just talk and nobody's judging me for it. Or if they are, I'm not going to know people are judging me, right? You're just going to do it with courage anyway. So that was just important to me. And this YouTube channel was inspired by my work with working with the artist way. And it's been really helpful. This YouTube channel idea was born from an activity that I did within the artist way, which is called the Imaginary Lives, and for that activity you had to list your imaginary lives. Like in a perfect world, what else would you be doing for fun? And I put YouTube. I don't know where that came from, but it just kind of came to me when I was very quiet and still, and it scared me because it was out of left field. I never considered creating videos, even though I have experienced making videos with people when I was studying journalism because it was part of our coursework. But I haven't revisited making videos since until I started doing The Artist Way and I did the activity of the imaginary lives. And to take it one step further, you also take a look at your list and what can you incorporate in your day. So, for example, if you had dreams of being a country singer, for example, well, do you sing, right? So there were little aspects of it that Julia wanted us to take within our own lives. And this is how YouTube for me was born. And so if you see a lot of changes on the channel over time, I'm still discovering what I want to do with this channel. I don't have a clear direction yet for the long term, so I'm just using this as exploration, creativity, and a space to talk because I do talk a lot, I guess. But yeah, so if you want to get started with The Artist Way, you can do so. I will put links in the description of where you can find these books and which one you should get. There's an updated version, which is the 30th anniversary edition. I've got the 25th anniversary edition, so maybe there are some differences there, so take a look. But I hope that within your journey you guys have fun and you rediscover yourselves and you reconnect with who you are and you spread your wings and fly. So have a good day, guys. I will see you tomorrow because I do have a video scheduled. Bye bye.